It's a pop music emergency, and we are here rescuing everyone.
911.
911. Lady Gaga
Yeah.
is here.
I'm here.
The sirens, the flashing
There's
lights.
an emergency, Ryan. My song has leaked.
It happened. My phone went I'm sure yours went nuts. Mine went nuts that this had happened a little before we were
Mine was
expecting
going
it.
nuts about 10 hours before
10
yours
hours
was
before
going
ours
nuts.
was. It was the first call I got was Lady Gaga. I thought something had happened. I was worried what had happened, and nothing had happened except for the fact that the music came a little early. So that was surprising to you. It was a premature
raver child.
Yes, it was. And when you found out about it, what was your first reaction? Because I know you've been waiting for this moment and wanted to plan it out in like the perfect way.
I was like, get everybody on the phone. We had a conference call immediately. And actually, I have to give my whole team and my record label a big round of applause.
Some of which are standing in the next room.
They're here.
Because they got it together very quickly, and we've been ready. I've actually had this song for a year, and it's been killing me.
You have?
Yes.
I do have to ask you about your look, because I saw your physique over the weekend. You're in fantastic fitness.
Thank you.
Like you're in great shape, but on your face you have different colors right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does that symbolize?
Well, it's the makeup from the cover for the single Applause, and we did this makeup on the set for the video, which is going to come out next week on Good Morning America.
Got it. Okay.
And during the film, basically, we were shooting, and I had this sort of clown makeup on my face, and then as I was singing, I got very passionate and frustrated because I really missed my fans.
Right.
And my hip breaking and everything that happened on tour, and the tour stopping that quickly was really difficult for all of us. We had to say goodbye to a show and an album that we loved so much, and we didn't really have a chance to say goodbye. So I got very emotional during the video shoot, and I took my hands and I smeared the makeup down my face to look like tears. And it became one of our favorite scenes in the video, and so we used it for the Applause cover. And I decided today, since we were so excited the single came out, to wear the makeup.
Okay. So let's talk about some of that progression. So you have to end abruptly without closure. You go away from the fans. This song to me, and again, forgive my naivety in this, but to me, it sounds like you're singing about the validation, the energy, the exchange you have with your fans, and how you live for that and love that. Is that kind of what it's about?
Well, it is, but it's a little deeper only because when I was finishing the tour, I really was physically breaking.
Right.
And I was in a lot of pain, but I didn't know where really, because anyone that's a performer that does these world tours will tell you that your body goes through a tremendous amount of stress, and I just didn't know what was wrong because I'm kind of a hardcore chick, and I have a very strong threshold for pain. So I kept slapping myself and saying, "Come on, get it together, get in the show. You know what's going on with you?" And I was really going kind of crazy, thinking, your moves don't feel the same, and it doesn't feel the same when you stand at center stage, and everything started to sort of dwindle inside, and the only thing that kept me going was the applause.
Right. That carried you through.
Because the applause of the fans, and they're screaming in their faces every night, looking up at me and saying, "Gaga, we love you no matter what." It really kept me going, and I was able to drown out the pain and finish the show.
And for how many hours were you working on a broken?
I don't know
or
exactly.
It was just like the whole. Yeah.
The doctor said he thinks it could have been 3 months. So I don't know exactly how long, but it's a compounded injury. So, enough of my sob story, honestly.
No,
but I wanted to tell you what the song was really about, and that is what it's about.
Well, it's a great song. Let me play it. Actually, I'm going to play it right now, and then we'll come back and chat more. So much to cover with Gaga here today in this pop emergency. This is Applause on Kiss FM. That is Applause. New Lady Gaga, who just crossed her eyes when she said, "I've been listening to it for a year."
Yes.
I'm so happy the world now has it.
Yes.
And thank you again for being here, making time to be here today, because I know this is
where the hell else am I going to be today? This is my job.
Well, let's talk about that song, because for those who just heard it now for the first time or the first few times, you told us a minute ago that you literally felt the applause from your fans in a moment when you were in physical pain that helped you get through it the best you could, and essentially tried to heal you in that moment. But how much did when you stopped and said, "I can't go any further," what was the balance of shows that you had left to do? How many
I
concert
only had
dates?
20 shows left.
20
We had
shows
done
to do.
99.
Jeez, that's not normal.
Only 20 left.
We
That's
did.
a lot.
That's not
We
normal.
did. Yeah, it's only 20. Yeah, that's what you start thinking towards the end. Is you're like only 50 shows, only 40 shows, and then, but yeah, the last show was in Canada, and I just remember my leg was hard as a rock and just.
But it's because you're
dangling
doing
out of my hip.
150 shows that your body's saying, "Hold, I need a little bit of a breather," isn't it?
I think that was a not so subtle way of telling me I needed to take a breather.
message,
But yes,
a message from another place. Hang on, so much more to get to with Lady Gaga here this morning, everybody. Let's get some cash. That is Macklemore with Can't Hold Us, 102.7 Kiss FM. We have got some more new music this week. Lady Gaga is here with her new song called Applause. But I saw this video of you online, and there's this meditation method that is it the Abramovich meditation method?
what I did with Marina, this is called the cleaning of the house.
Okay.
And Marina has been a tremendous inspiration of mine since I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an absolute life dream experience to have met her and be working with her. And we've been planning this collaboration for a while now. And we have just begun to show you what we are doing.
And tell me who Marina is.
So Marina's a world-renowned performance artist, and she is beyond. She has no limitations, no inhibitions. What she represents for the art community, as well as what she can represent in pop culture, is so massive. And I really wanted my fans to know her because I thought they might understand me a bit better. And it's that sense of there being nothing that she cannot do.
So did she introduce you to this?
Yes, this is her method, and
Okay.
she's building a school in Hudson, and it's going to be an incredible school where they teach performance art technique, which is the Abramovich method.
Got it.
And we're raising money for this school. So if you go to her Kickstarter campaign or you look up the Marina Abramovich Institute, you can donate money. And I wanted to not only help her get the word out about this institute, but also whatever I could for her as a pop star, have this wonderful art pop exchange where I get to tell my fans about this incredible woman that inspired me and changed my life, and really opened their eyes to this other type of long durational performance art.
And the video, I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's online. With the video, it starts out with you laying in the middle of a room on your back in white, and then you're in different places, and a couple of times you're completely naked.
Yes.
Is that part of the method?
Well, no, it's not part of the method. Not necessarily, depending on what the exercise is. But we did a series of different techniques and exercises that are her specific philosophy. And you begin with sound, and we clean out all of the sound energy in our bodies, and we I would say sort of cleanse the palate of
Right.
you as a life force. And then she's spent a lot of time putting me through other various exercises, like she left me in the woods for 3 hours blindfolded, and
Is that
I
what we
had
saw
to find
that?
my way
Right.
home. Yes. And
Wait,
then,
wait, now that seems like tragic. Like being lost, left. I was saran wrapped to a tree
When
as
he
a
was
kid.
12.
From my play, it was a hazing thing.
She's
but
laughing
anyway,
at you.
but I was like terrified in that moment, and so just the thought of that seems like it would be tragic.
no, it was, well, maybe I guess if it was in the form of punishment, but you have to look at it from my perspective. I'm a student and a willing student, and she's my mentor.
And that was a
so
learning thing.
It's a total mentor-student experience, and I'm willing to go the limit for her, to show her my adoration for her as my teacher.
Did you have any trouble finding your way out of the forest?
Well, I kept walking towards a cliff, so she kept grabbing me.
So you've been hell bent though on getting yourself back in shape and healthy again to come back. Talk about that process and how difficult it's been for you.
Well, ever since the tour ended, I laid in bed every day just with like eye of the tiger, ready to.
Did you shut yourself out from friends, family at that time, or were you in a place where you were okay?
No, I'm not really melodramatic like that. I'm very dramatic on stage, but actually in my life, I'm not so much like that. I really wanted to continue making the record and finishing, because we work up until the very end with everything, not because we're not prepared, but because I quite literally can't stop working on it until it leaves my hands, because I keep changing how I feel about things, and culture changes very quickly. And a lot of what I do is, think about what people like to hear on the radio and what they don't like to hear on the radio, and what I like to listen to and what I like to look at versus what other people like to look at. And once you learn how to manipulate culture, you can create something that everybody will love.
And what about the physical therapy part as you got back to art pop, which I want to talk to you about in a second? Was that tough for you? And I feel like you haven't eaten anything fattening in months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I saw photos of you at Chateau Marmont over the weekend, and you were out on date night, and you weren't wearing that much. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
were, there's not a lot of body fat.
Oh, well, you know what? I had to get back in shape, but to be fair, I have never cared about my weight. It's other people that care.
So you've then gotten in shape for other people?
No, but I do fear at times that if I'm not in shape, people will talk about that
Got
and not
it.
talk about my
Oh,
music.
right.
I think you
And-
proved that you were.
And
There's
but
proof.
that is more, that's more at the heart of a different issue, not so much what I care of people saying about me, but what people like to focus on when writing about an artist. And it's this unfortunate thing that people care about your weight.
So did you then wear not much the other night, and you were photographed? Did you do that in a statement of irony? Or
No,
because
I just really like my Saint Laurent catsuit.
Ryan does too.
And it's funny because I know that so much of what you think of what I do is a statement, but many times I'm not making a statement at all.
Well, when in that moment when you come out and you say to whomever you were with that night, here's what I'm thinking about wearing. What do you think? Like, what's their reaction to that?
Well, you're dealing with a different crowd of people, obviously. I mean, if you'd like to, they're in the other. I don't think they've been allowed in this room. Well, Vincent's there. He's well behaved. Hi, Vincent.
Vincent, you've been appointed. When you saw the outfit, which wasn't much, what was your first reaction? Where's Vincent? Oh yeah, crawl over to the siren.
I don't even think not everyone's Googling me every 5
all right.
seconds like you, Ryan.
It's my job, darling. It's my job. I'm paid to Google you.
Well, because when we had our pop
He's afraid to speak.
emergency, our first question was, "What city is she in?" And then we saw you were in West Hollywood. I'm like,
You were
"She's
here,
in town."
right?
I was
when all this
actually
happened.
sitting right next to that guy,
The other guy.
DJ White Shadow. I made
What's up, White
the
Shadow?
record with him, and we were both sweating and sitting in the corner.
Well, let's take a break and come back with Gaga and talk about the whole record. It's due out in November, so we'll
Yes,
come back.
November 11th.
Art Pop in just a second. 1-800-520-1027 as well. Ellen's got a little bit of sleaze for you. Is there a new Batman?
Well, there may be. At the very least, he's the front runner. I'll tell you who he is in the sleaze.
I'm a fan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Me too.
This would be great.